Have you ever heard of Jeff Cooper's scout rifle theory? What about a modernization of that idea? Just hear me out for a minute. Everybody knows what Jeff Cooper's scout rifle idea is. It is a 1 meter long rifle, which is about what? Over 3 feet long, with 6.5 pounds, sometimes up to 7 pounds, depending on which iteration Cooper was at, fed from stripper clips with a forward mounted optic known as a scout optic, also known as a pistol optic too. In 1983, that was probably a revolutionary idea, one rifle that could do it all. But that was 40 years ago with technology that was probably being used from 50 years ago. Well, we've had a little bit of advancement since then. And so why don't we modernize it? I mean, the idea is actually pretty good. A practical rifle that is lightweight, that is general purpose, that can be used for a variety of roles. Can we not modernize this? In the late 70s, early 80s, Cooper was basing his scout rifle on the Remington Model 600. Now the Model 600 is actually a very nice rifle. I really like it, that's why I got one. But this rifle was originally designed in 1968. Now this is the model Mohawk 600, which came out between 1972 and 1979, which would put this rifle at 44 years old at its youngest, based on a design and rifle that was made in 1968, which would put it at 55 years old. Not a bad rifle, not at all, but it has its shortcomings. I mean, for one, there's limited what you can do with this gun. You know, it has a wooden stock, which, yeah, we can replace the wooden stock. I mean, wooden stocks will swell, and we can replace those. But like I said, it's modern times. Why don't we modernize something based off this? Which comes to this guy. Why don't we do something modern? Why don't we take something like maybe the Sig Cross? And why is the Sig Cross such a good option? Well, for one, the Sig Cross comes in from the factory 6.5 pounds, which is exactly one of Cooper's original specifications. Let's go ahead and make sure it's unloaded. Unloaded. So this Cross came in 6.5 pounds. Now, with the barrel at exactly 16 inches, that puts the overall length at just at 1 meter, about 3 feet, 3.3 feet. Now, one of the things that we can modernize, how do we modernize the design? Well, one of the things we can do is adjustable length of pull, adjustable cheek rest. Those are really good. Using slings from today. Now, his idea of a sling was the Ching sling. Now, there's a lot of sling advancement. I know it sounds kind of corny that a sling is that important, but it is. You can't just walk it in your hand all the time. This is the Magpul RLS sling. I really like this sling. I have no problems with this. It's attached with QD mount, so I can take it off if I need it. The back side, I chose not to use a QD. I just use a loop. And in the front, I have a brake for a future suppressor, hopefully. Now, with the brake applied, we're going to be going up above 6.5. All right. But one of the other things was, for this rifle to be able to shoot, it had to shoot 2 MOA. It is now 2023. It is not 1983 based on 1970s technology. It's okay for a rifle to shoot 1 MOA or better. This rifle definitely shoots 1 MOA or better. Another factor is the barrel's free floated. If you are using this in a practical application, meaning in field use, not off a tripod, not off a bipod, not off a rest, you're probably going to be resting it on things that are not your normal things, whether it be limbs, branches, rocks, backpacks. That's why we're going to have a full-length barrel cover. That's why this rail's here. It protects the barrel. Moving down this, another thing that's going to make this modernized is, well, what if I want to carry spare magazines? What if hypothetically, I need a spare magazine, or I want to carry 2 different types of ammo. I can carry it in 2 different boxes here. Insert, chamber, and I'm done. Okay, that's a really great feature. Now, we have discussed this rifle many times before, but I wanted to bring this up, how this is a great candidate for the Scout rifle. And now we're going to try and get into the most important feature, which I'm using. So a Scout rifle uses a forward mounted optic, usually a fixed power. Usually it sits up here. Cooper decided that was one of the best options at the time. Well, like I said, it's 2023. Why don't we, advance this a little bit? One of the things was, I had this idea one day. Why don't we take a prism optic, like, I don't know, say primary optics, primary arms, 5X prism. Put it back here. Now I can sit here and hold this gun, looking through this optic, and oh, both eyes open. I still have plenty of field of view here and here. I can still see that tree while I'm looking through this optic. Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not. This is not a great setup. This is not a perfect setup. This is a good setup. One of the things that I got asked is, how well is this idea going to work? This is the primary arms 5X micro prism. It uses a mill reticle using a kind of the Christmas tree reticle that's really gotten popular over the years. It's just a variation of it. This one is called the Aurora ACSS mill reticle. I really like it. It is a fixed system. There is no moving parts, there is no zoom, so that's what keeps it so compact. It's an extremely robust system. How well can you see through this? I mean, I'm able to see just fine. Am I able to see perfectly? No. Is my cheek weld absolutely perfect? Am I having to crane my head slightly? Yeah, a little bit. But I can sit here and make shots with no problem. While it is not a perfect system, I did mount it back as far as I could. I know that the primary arms comes with different mounting brackets. You can actually have different cantilevers. I did mount this back as far as I feasibly could, all the way back on the rail, and then I put a cantilever here. That puts it back as close as I can get. As you can see, the action still works without this being in the way. The optic itself only weighs, I believe, half a pound, a couple of grams. I'm not sure the exact weight, but I know that overall the rifle is weighing right at 7 pounds. One of the things I really wanted to try was seeing how well this shot. Taking it on a tripod and shooting some pooled ammo. I was able to get a pretty respectable group. Not perfect, but it was pretty decent. The best groups I was able to get was roughly within a 1 MOA at 100 yards. So what do I think of this idea? I think that the Scout rifle is an amazing rifle. I love this gun in terms of the capabilities that it has, okay? This is an amazing rifle with the capability of performing multi-different levels, or excuse me, multi-different roles. I already showed once that it can be a precision rifle. I've already showed that you can run drills with this. This is on so many levels. Paired with the Primary Arms 5X Prism, ooh, you are going to have you a very capable platform. Now, something really cool, and if this is something you might be interested in, you can always swap this out to a quick detach. Now what happens when you say, hey, I want to make this even more versatile? I'm going to swap this out with a QD, take this off, and then put on a more precision optic. All they have to do is have a return to zero guarantee. Now I can try and put in a good quality optic, and then I can also keep this. Something to think about. Now I have a multi-role rifle. Is this a good option as a Scout rifle? I would say so. I would say this is a good option. Is this the best option out there? Of course not. Your mileage may vary. As usual, if you did like what you've seen, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I don't really know what it does. There's some algorithm. It helps the channel. It helps me grow. I enjoy doing these videos, and I hope that you're enjoying watching them. Or maybe you're just enjoying making fun of them. Either way. I do want to do some more follow-up videos with this one. Really because I'm going to be coming back to this rifle more. Obviously, I've missed it. And I want to start gearing up for a running gun. And I want to run this in that running gun. It's going to be pretty fun. So, may doing some videos based on just this alone as a Scout rifle style gun. See y'all then.